While the world believed Enzo Ferrari was proudly selling his legendary race cars for pure prestige, the brutal truth was he was secretly drowning in crippling Italian corporate debt. It was May 1963 and Henry Ford II saw an opportunity to conquer European racing, sending a high-level acquisition team directly to Maranello, Italy. Months of intense legal and financial negotiations dragged on, costing Ford millions in preliminary auditing fees, while Ferrari secretly negotiated with rival companies behind closed doors. Right at the final moment of signing the multi-million-dollar buyout contract, Enzo Ferrari inserted a malicious clause that would shatter the entire deal instantly. Enzo demanded absolute, undisputed control over Ferrari's racing division, meaning Detroit could veto street cars but had zero say on the track. Imagine flying an entire legal team across the Atlantic Ocean, spending millions only to be publicly humiliated by an Italian car maker over breakfast. Henry Ford II did not get angry. He got vengeful, slamming his fist on the mahogany desk and issuing a direct, unlimited budget command. The mission was ruthlessly simple: build a machine capable of utterly destroying Ferrari on their home turf at the grueling 24 hours of Le Mans race. Detroit didn't know how to build a world-class endurance sports car, so Ford secretly bought Lola Cars in England to acquire elite racing engineering expertise. They hired legendary designer Roy Lunn and racing icon Carroll Shelby, giving them a blank check and a strict, terrifyingly short deadline. But the early prototypes were aerodynamic nightmares, flipping violently at high speeds on the Mulsanne Straight and nearly killing test drivers. The board of directors in Dearborn panicked, demanding budget cuts and threatening to pull the plug on the entire embarrassing motorsport division. Henry Ford II stood firm against his own executives, uttering words that would go down in corporate history: win the race at any cost. Carroll Shelby redesigned the aerodynamics from scratch, utilizing advanced wind tunnel testing and installing massive V8 engines built for raw American muscle. When June 1966 arrived, Ford brought an armada of 8 massive GT40 Mécanique race cars to the starting grid in France, heavily outnumbering Ferrari. Ferrari laughed at the heavy American machines, predicting their gearboxes would explode within the first 6 hours of brutal endurance racing. As night fell over the Circuit de la Sarthe, mechanical failures began picking off the leading cars one by one in a haze of burning rubber and oil. By dawn, Enzo Ferrari's iconic red racing cars were sidelined with catastrophic gearbox failures, leaving the Italian garage in absolute silence. Ford was leading, but corporate marketing executives engineered a controversial photo finish that would forever change motorsport PR strategy. 3 Ford GT40s crossed the finish line side by side, creating a magnificent publicity stunt that infuriated race organizers and shocked the global automotive press. Due to a technicality regarding starting grid positions, the car driven by Bruce McLaren and Chris Amon was awarded first place instead of Ken Miles. Ken Miles was robbed of his legendary Triple Crown victory due to corporate politics, proving that even in sports, boardroom decisions dictate human fates. Yet the overarching goal was achieved. Ferrari's undefeated reign at Le Mans was shattered, and Ford proved American capital could buy legendary glory. Enzo Ferrari was forced to sell a 50% stake in his company to Fiat just 3 years later to stay solvent against the global corporate pressure. This ruthless corporate war teaches us a fundamental lesson about wealth. Pride without capital reserves is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. In your personal finances and business ventures, letting ego dictate contract negotiations is the fastest way to lose everything you built. Ford didn't win by playing fair. They won by out-financing, out-engineering, and ruthlessly deploying overwhelming capital against a proud competitor. When facing massive institutional giants in your industry, relying on tradition alone will leave you crushed under the wheels of modern innovation. History repeats itself every single day in the stock market, where arrogant industry leaders fall to heavily funded, aggressive new entrants. Subscribe to Corporate Empires now to uncover the hidden financial warfare, ruthless boardroom betrayals, and secret strategies behind the world's most powerful brands.